Hello and welcome to my channel on human design. I'm Richard Beaumont. I've been in human design for 25 years and 20 of those have been teaching and training professional analysts to do readings and other things. Okay, so today we are going to look at blind love. An interesting title, I thought, and this title cropped up because I was thinking about all this track and trace frenzy that's going around at the moment. And I'm thinking, well, you know, in a way, that's not really new, is it? Because the genes themselves in each one of us is tracking and tracing the other through the auric contact. We each have an electromagnetic aura that extends to about 7.5 feet on all sides. And the other people also have about the same size aura, some a little bit more depending on what they've got in them. But still, it's this communication that is the two auras meeting, that is creating a connection, even if we can't see them. And what is going on? What is going on? The genes just want difference. The different forms of people, you know, two people who are very different come together and have a child, and the child is a result of those differences. And it's fascinating to see. If you look at your own chart in comparison with your parents' chart, you will see there's been genetic jumps in the channels and in the gates that you have. But that's what the genes are after. They're after difference. Now, Ra once said that because of this, the genes will actually, if you're, will not be interested in someone that is exactly like you or very much like you. So if you're at a party and you're looking at the other people there, you're going to be pulled into the ones that are different from you. I have seen two variations, two exceptions to that rule, however. So I can't say he's 100% right. And those are very interesting cases. And that's a story for another time. But generally speaking, that is what is going on. What is different? And by difference, I mean difference, but also attractive. We're talking about electromagnetics here. If you have one gate in your chart and someone has the other gate on the other side of the channel, this brings an attraction. After all, let's say you've got the 53rd gate in the root, and you've forever been looking at the 42, trying to finish projects, not being able to, always having to deal with having to finish them. And along comes the 42 that goes, I have the power to finish things. I like finishing things. And the 53 goes, oh, then I can start things, you can finish them. And hey, look at all these projects we can do together. So it is an attraction, in that sense, an attraction of power to move in a productive way, in a way of completing projects, etc. But that's what happens with every gate. The gate that you have is looking to the other side. Someone comes with the other side, and there's this, I've been looking for you. At the moment, I'm talking about blind love and the way we get pulled into the auras of others because of what we have in us. And this can also work in the attraction of what is the same circuit, but in a different channel. So, for example, the 5720 going from the spleen to the throat is individual. And on the other side, the 1222, the emotional channel of passion, is the mirror of that. And that's an attractive pull, as an example. So there are other ways of the chemistry that we've got. There are other ways that we can be brought into the contact with the other. And of course, we fall in love. You know, it's like, you know, haha, at last, the one, you know. And, you know, it doesn't even have to be that. It can be the sheer difference without any electromagnetics. It can be difference without any necessarily mirror effects in the circuitry either. It can be just the fact that someone is so bloody different from you, it's like fascinating. It's endlessly fascinating. You don't know what they're going to say. You never thought the way they thought. It's like, well, that's interesting. So that I've experienced for myself can be a great movement into wanting to know the other, wanting to be together with the other. And all this is going on under the surface. All this is a matter of chemistry. And it's not just chemistry, it's also the transits. You know, if there's a longer transit going by, and it brings a gate that joins something that you've got at the time that you meet someone, well, there you are, you know, you're suddenly in this Venus transit and you've fallen in love. And that might last 2 years. And then suddenly the transit will go and you'll wonder what the hell you've been doing for the last 2 years. I mean, it is a kind of, you've got to understand that knowing yourself is absolutely the thing that we need to do. But we've also got to be aware that we are dealing with influences that come from the outside that we're not normally thinking about. And I want you to think about them. I also have the view that in partnerships, you know, each partnership takes you into a deeper look at yourself. In a way, a partner is like a dark mirror to ourselves. I mean, the darkness is because they will filter whatever's going on with you through their design. But at the same time, they will be able to see you in a way that you've never seen you. So it's not about saying, well, I want the perfect relationship and how do we work it out with human design? You know, I asked rather that. I said, well, you know, could we do something here? Logical system? Could we make this work? And he goes, nah, it doesn't work that way, Richard. And now, many years later, I understand why it cannot work that way. There are many things at play, not simply this chemistry either. But I want you to consider it. I want you to think about it. I want you to think about your past relationships. I want you to see who is around you that has the other gate and how that's affecting you. I want you to see the symmetry of circuitry that can also be very attractive. And I want you to know it's a matter of chemistry, which is why at the end of the day, whatever goes on, coming back to your strategy and authority is the only way to cut through all the conditioning from the outside and the mental nonsense from the inside. It's the only thing, a mechanical answer to this life that we're exploring this time. All right. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please like and subscribe and share. And I'll see you again with something completely different. Bye for now.